recording. We're on.
All right.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Breakfast, whatever it's called.
Brainstorm.
Breakfast Brainstorm. First episode. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Hope everyone's good. So give us some love in the comments. We'll just brief you what this is about, and this is quite spontaneous, right? Fairly. Obviously, you can tell by the planning and organisation this morning. We basically looked at getting up early in the morning, which is one thing we both wanted to do, set us up for the day, but also just to talk about a particular topic and put ideas out there for that industry, for that section, for that category, and really go from there. Now, we're not saying our ideas will be original or that no one's doing them, but there might be a couple of gems that might come out for us and for anybody watching, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And so we're going to do it for the whole of November, hopefully, we're going to do different industries each day, is it? So we're different topics, different industries each day, and try and get as many ideas out as possible to grow our audience and attract some maybe new clients or just help some people as well.
Yeah, definitely. So if you're watching this today, then obviously try and come back tomorrow. We'll be a bit smoother, we promise. And also, if you've got any suggestions on any categories you'd like us to talk about, industries that might help, then please let us know in the comments, and we'll schedule one of them categories, right?
Absolutely, yeah. That'd be great.
Right. So today we're starting with football because we both love football. We're both big fans. Unfortunately, that we don't support the same team. Mark, you support?
I support Swansea.
And I support the mighty Ipswich Town.
Yes.
But we also are passionate about kind of local football and playing football. So we thought we'd talk about how football clubs or anyone starting to really kind of go digital or want to build their audience or growth, some ideas that we can maybe think of that might help them.
Yeah.
We don't know if it will, but we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Are you having to hold your camera the whole time?
Yeah.
That's not ideal. You can't leave it. Okay. Any starting thoughts? I've got a pen and paper. And I've also got a whiteboard behind me, so if I get any drawing ideas, then I'll draw, although I can't draw.
Yeah, I mean, the first thought I had yesterday when I came up with this topic is to...
another Ipswich. Are you an Ipswich fan, though? Sorry, I've got to read the comments, because I'm Ipswich-based. Go on, Ipswich.
Nice. The first thing I came up with, thinking about this, is looking at bigger clubs and what they do. And the first thought I had was Roma getting involved in other teams and promoting other smaller clubs. They do a team of the day, just highlighting that team and getting involved. And that means the fans of that team will be involved in Roma's conversation, but also it's just good for the community, just helping other teams getting recognised if you're a bigger club.
Definitely, and no matter what Roma are doing as well is they're promoting football. That's because they're promoting it from a lower league up potentially. Yeah. So just the football family, if you like. I think that's a definite great shout. So I know that there's obviously always rivals in football. That's just the way it is, and that's the way it's always going to be. But that doesn't mean local clubs, like you say, that are smaller, just starting out. Saturday league clubs, whatever it might be. That if you're a big club, you can't shout them out. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I think if people, bigger clubs are watching this, there's so many things you can do to help smaller clubs and just the community around you, and by doing that, you'll get fans, get more fans because they'll feel supported and feel like you care about them.
Sorry, he's mentioned Lambert and done the face. Well, let's hope. Fingers crossed. I again agree. I think what I was just thinking there as well is something kind of spin-off, but a lot of big clubs do a lot for charity, which is always great and fantastic, like how they engage their local charities or on a charities base. But and this kind of does link to what you're saying about supporting clubs, is I'd actually almost like players occasionally to go and watch a lower league game. And obviously it'll entice fans that want to see that player. So let's just take Ipswich, for example. If one of the players went and watched a Saturday morning club or whatever play, just to watch the game of football, one, it would bring any of the fans that knew he was going to go down to the game, but which obviously would bring a little bit more revenue in for the club. But also maybe that player could then offer some, advice and stuff to the younger players or to the players playing at that level to say, maybe think about that and really build a good engagement and connection with that kind of talking. I think I'd love that. I'd be down at the club.
Yeah, even if it was like a signing day, like we had local, like say an Ipswich player would go to a local grassroots club, and obviously everyone was going to know him, everyone wants to be around him. So yeah, just like a signing day, like I'd go and sign T-shirts and stuff, and shirts and footballs. But then, like you say, like go into the change room and he gives the team a motivational speech or something, or even
definitely, I think why not.
Yeah, like even just tells a story after the game of just how he got to where he is, and gives hope to these young players that can do it as well.
And I think that can work at different levels as well. So if you play at like a medium level, there's no reason why you can't go into a school.
Yeah,
and just give your experience of I play at this level currently. This is what I had to do to get there. Sharing their experience. They might not play for the the top club, but if you're going to learn, you learn from anybody who's better than you. Do you know what I mean? Who's doing better than you? So yeah, I think.
Another thing that I looked up on Twitter yesterday and thought about was it Bristol City? I think they do it, but a lot of teams have started doing GIFs and they score goals. I think it's just hilarious. Like, and it also gets you trendy on Twitter. It gets you talking about. I think Bristol City. I think the first team I saw doing it, and yeah, their celebrations are awesome. Like they're smashing cups of tea, or it's just like crossed arms, or it's just funny gifs. When that player scores, you put the gif up of that player scoring.
Yeah, it's incredible. I was going to say bring back celebrations as well, right? Yeah. Celebrations were always the greatest thing, the whole microphone with the corner flag, all of those, and then turn them into like a boomerang or a gif. Yeah, like exactly. Someone's going to be there and catch it. So, and again, it's not just the big clubs that need to do that. The little clubs the smaller clubs or clubs just starting out or local clubs can do this. It's not hard. You just use your phone. We're not saying, you have to have the state-of-the-art equipment, but, do a celebration, someone make sure they capture it, and then you turn it into a GIF later on, and then forevermore, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, and then like, it's even easier to create a GIF than it is to film a match. Like you can just go onto Photoshop, get a little moment, and just easily create it. So even get a graphic designer to do it, or just learn how to do it through YouTube. It's so easy.
Takes if anybody, seconds. Robbie Keane celebration.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like roly poly and firing up.
Yeah, we'll take that. But I think that so and that's another thing. Like if people want, I don't know what we're going to come up with, but if they want any help, creating a GIF or whatever. That's the whole point of this, right? Is that we put out the idea, and if you like the idea, you might say hello.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got another one. I didn't do as much research as you have, Phil, but I've kind of thought back. I've tried to use memory as well as, obviously, I've been to quite a few games and whatever. And this might be one for you, really, but the match day programme.
Yeah.
I feel like that's great and like a memorabilia, and it's for the traditional fan, right? But coming into the new age of technology, we kind of want to feel about, and I don't know if any clubs do this, they might do this already, but like almost like a subscription based that only gets released on a match day, that you get like a condensed form that you only pay like half the price of a printed programme. One thing is saving money on the print for a club, especially depending on the size. Now, I know that, and I only learned this recently, that at a certain level, a part of the agreement of playing at a level is that you have to produce a match day programme, which I think is a bit, which personally I think is a bit like, you shouldn't make them do that, because again, this print too, there is recycling involved, that you look after the environment, but also you are digital. So if you can produce something of just as good quality that people don't go to the matches all the time, but can like buy and subscribe to and get that as an email shot, as a, imagine every Saturday you don't go to the Swansea games, but you almost get a version of the match day programme that you download, and it's all, PDF form, and it looks wicked. You still get to experience what's going on in that.
Just like a digital version then, yeah.
Yeah. A condensed version as well, because I don't think necessarily.
Not adverts and that. Yeah, you can take it, if it's digital, you can take out the adverts. You don't need to have as much paid material in there. But you can also make it interactive as well. You can have like videos within the PDF.
Definitely.
You have links to the website and shop if you want to promote merchandise or team shirts. And yeah, there's so much you can do with digital programs.
And if you think with if you think the program at the minute, the only people that can really buy them programs, I know you can like sell them after, but are the people that go to the game, which does make it kind of exclusive. So I feel like you should probably still have an element of that, almost like an auction of that though, to raise more money. Like we've got only 1,000 programs. If you want it, you kind of bid for it, and then the rest goes to charity after you've made your money back, or that kind of interaction. Or you do the digital stuff, like you said, and you have more, but then you get more of a wider audience that can buy and subscribe to that match day program.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think in this day and age as well, like you say, with the match day program, it's sort of dying out a little bit, and print's dying out. Newspapers, we've seen this with newspapers, so it'd be cool to figure out a different way where teams can go with it. I think the teams should also do the basics, though. Obviously, match day graphics. We've got team sheet graphics on social media you can do. You've got interviews, player interviews after and before the game, midweek interviews. You've got video about training. There's so much you can do, just standard stuff that everyone does or everyone should do. Just to give the fans a bit of insight into how the club works and how the team works.
And again, I think this makes it potentially easier for smaller clubs as well, because although you might not have as much interaction, you might just have a write-up and a video from a different player every day who's done a selfie video and put it into their email. It makes it so much easier, so much more engaging than the print that you get potentially at a lower level when people are not necessarily helping you out.
Absolutely, and at lower levels as well. You don't actually see that as much as you do with like Premier League teams or proper league teams. If you did it at a lower level, it would really help engagement and instead like help you stand out from the crowd from other teams in the league. Yeah.
And definitely, if you get a bit of good content at a lower league and spending the money you would have spent on the print on just like a Facebook ad in your very local area, putting it really niche to whatever that club's area is, I think again is something that can really boost local engagement.
Absolutely, yeah. I really like the idea of interviews. I think giving the fans an idea of who the players are and really getting behind them and gives them a lot more support for the players and for the team when they're playing.
And again, everything we've already talked about, the things that Roma are doing, the whole a player going to a lower league club, that's all content for your program.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing that you do as a club that could be wasted. In fact, it should get selective.
Mm. Yeah. Also, you got quizzes, and think about what other clubs do on Twitter. You got quizzes and the competitions and sort of spot the ball. I really like that one. Spot the ball is always a classic. I think every club should do that. Spot the ball. Just take a picture from the game and just circle the ball and mask. Just take a picture from the game and mask it out like in Photoshop, or just take it out, put a grid on it, and just ask people where the ball is and give away a prize at the end of it. Always helps with social media. Even people like fans of not even your team will probably do it. Just so
maybe we could do spot the deer for you, because I can see 3 deers right now. So
nice, yeah. You got 1, 2.
So yes, what was I going to say? Yeah, I think competitions are good, and also, and again, this might be my me not going to a regular game. So correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone's joined or whatever. But giving away like free tickets, there's no stadium in the UK that I know of at the moment that's selling out. Mm. So give away some free tickets, like give them away. Because the whole. How many people haven't even experienced the football game? I mean, people that go back because of the atmosphere, right? They go back because they love that. They love their club, but they go. If you've never experienced the atmosphere, then you're never going to go back because you don't know what it's like. There's also people that haven't got a team. There's people out there that haven't picked a team because they've never been to a game and experienced. I went to Ipswich really early on, and that's it. Sold, done. I'm not. I won't waver from that club because I experienced that club. I went to that ground, and that's what I got. So I think, and I know that I'm not saying give everything away for free, but I'm saying you're not selling out. So find a way to give away a good portion of free competition-wise, because that's still, if you knew that you could potentially win a ticket every week, you're going to enter and be involved. And if you win that ticket, you're going to, going to go. It's not a case of you can sell it on eBay. It's a case you go to the ground, you pick up your ticket, and you get in.
And you become a fan. But even if you don't win it, you're more likely to go and buy a ticket because you still want to go to the game. That's why you're doing the competition.
Exactly.
Awesome. Even just sign shirts or stuff in the Spot the Ball competition. I think just anything that the fans like or something that's a bit more personal is quite nice, like you say.
Ask the fans. ask the fans what they want for their prize for the competition, and obviously we know that the money's not every club's got loads of money, but at the end of the day, if you're asking your fans what you want, you do a poll. One, that's straight away interaction, right? Because they're interacting with you. Two, they're giving you an answer of what they want. And then three, when you make that the prize, you can have all those people that wanted that as a prize, already thinking about entering. So, definitely ask away, I think.
I think the stuff that we're both passionate about is getting people's stories across. And if clubs can get the story of the club or the history of the club across on social media, and just tell the story, it's bigger clubs will pick that up, and news articles will pick up, local newspapers, local accounts.
Some of our clubs are living off our history. Ipswich, but we kind of have to.
There's a lot of clubs that do that, but yeah. There's something about sharing your story, even if you're a business, just getting it out there and people feel more connected. It's powerful.
And again, I know this is me keep coming back to it, and I will keep coming back to it, because a lot of this stuff can still be done by the lower leagues, and some of the lower league level clubs have great history as well. All right, it might not be Prem history, but it's still great history. Been around for a long time. Probably for the most part, some of them have fought off some kind of at some point not being a club anymore, or renamed and moved or whatever. So again, invested in that story of how the club started off. And even interviewing someone who used to play for the club 60 years ago. That's genius. That is, and that still lives in the local community. I was going
to say older fans as well. They tell a bit of stories of how it used to be, and how it compares to now to current times. Yeah, I think I didn't really know what ideas we'd come up with this morning, but I think we've kind of come flying out of the blocks, to be honest. Yeah, it's been good.
I really hope a couple of clubs eventually see this. I mean, there's only 3 people watching at the minute, which is fine. But as in the long term, see this, because I think, and even football, I think is one we could probably do again at some point, because probably got loads of ideas. So moving on to our local community and schools. That's another thing that I think that is. I know that lots of children, both male and female, kind of want to get involved in football, and obviously it's often the big local club. I get that, but also again the smaller local club offering to have a training day, or even come onto the pitch. At a lower league level, at a certain level, you still need to have a stand and the floodlights. And that nighttime, feel of being under the lights, sitting in the stands, having a cup of tea and watching, getting to run on at halftime and kick a ball around. Kids still love that. I still love that. If I was I'll go on halftime, you can have a kick in a goal, I still would. I'm definitely not playing. So, and again, film it, capture it, and interview the kids, obviously with permission, to say, how was your, run around on the pitch? Get them to talk. I'm sure you get some priceless comments, because it's kids and they say crazy stuff. The thing is everybody has a phone now, so capturing content isn't a problem. I know that people think quality might be a problem, but actually doing nothing is a bigger problem than doing something that's not as.
Absolutely, and phones so good quality anyway. They can record 4K on phones now, which is crazy. If you've got a fancy phone, or even 1080p is perfect. Just HD. You've got HD phone on your phone. Record it. You can upload it straight to YouTube if you don't have any. Or straight to social media if you don't have any editing skills or anything, or you can't afford to have an editor or pay someone to do it. It's really worth doing. I mean, can't really stress it enough.
And then interaction. I know we talked about club on club, but after games and pre-games, interviews, even like this. Imagine if you had 2 managers of a local team.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Chatting to each other before or after a game or whatever. Obviously, need to keep your head. I'm not saying be media trained, but there's no digging people out or anything. But just talk about how they both found the game, or maybe 2 players. I don't know, but it's again, the options are kind of endless. And I know a lot of people say about time, but it doesn't take any time. You're going to sit home and go talk about the same game with your family when you get home or with whatever. So you just use the same time.
Absolutely, yeah. So have you got any closing things you want to say, or anything other ideas?
20 minutes already.
Yeah, I know, 29 minutes.
Flying. Oh, jeez.
We could go on all day, couldn't we? We could literally do this all day.
Definitely. No, I think my closing thing is if you liked it, let us know, because we're starting out. 2, if you've got another category that you want us to talk about tomorrow or in the future, again, write and let us know, because we're going to need some help with that. We've got 30 to think about. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for anybody who stopped by, commented, liked and watched.
Yeah, let us know your industry, get involved, and we'll talk about it and try and help you out. So where can people find you, Ray? What are your handles? And
@ simply create _ but if you type in simply create on any platform, you should see my logo pop up.
Awesome.
And what about you?
If you need a graphic designer, go to Blue Deer Design, @ Blue Deer Design everywhere. Just on the shirt there. There you go.
Look at him.
Nice. Thank you very much, Ray. It's been good. I'll see you tomorrow.
Take it easy, everyone. Have a good day.